let's face it, the first Descendant from a Korean developer is a massive success, and this is something we didn't expect to happen, at least with this game, but me personally, I expected it to happen once I saw some of the character designs being presented for the game, because if you see these character designs, you know it's in stark contrast of what we're seeing in the Western games development sphere. What we get from Western game developers are more of these stocky versions of these action hero characters that we're used to not seeing like in this way, and I think this is the situation that we're seeing within Western games, where we get these frumpy, non-binary type of characters they try to pass off as a heroic or maybe a main character essential to a video game. I think that's not what a lot of game players get from these games, but we're getting it pushed onto us, and I think Concord is a game that specifically has this feeling where it's just all these ugly characters that you really don't want to get to know. I think it's the opposite with the first Descendant. We get a lot of these cute female characters that we really actually want to get to know, and we get a lot of these masculine, strong characters that are in line with what we expect from a game that is trying to bring us to a hyper fantasized science fiction world. And I think that's the thing that the first Descendant delivers on. It gives us both the cute, attractive, appealing female characters and of course the strong, robust male characters. And I think that's the thing that I like about this game. It has everything that you want to see from a game. It has all the different designs and styles that are more attractive and appealing to the male gamers and just gamers in general, including female gamers, LGBTQ gamers. Everyone likes these character archetypes, and it seems like a lot of developers like to stay away from these character archetypes and are more comfortable being in line with these awkward, ugly designs that we see in games like Concord. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people are happy to see with the first Descendant, even though the first Descendant is a pay pig type of game where you're paying a lot of money. It's a very expensive game to get some of these character designs, and I think it plays out in such a way where people don't even care anymore. They just want pretty beautiful character designs, and they're willing to pay all the money in the world to actually get them. And I think this is the advantage for the Korean developer that is making this game, where we can get these interesting character designs at a hefty price or an epic long grind session. And I think that's the thing a lot of people are willing to do for a game like this, for the first Descendant. And I think we're getting a lot of response from people when it comes to these characters. I think the character designs are the key thing that is selling the game, and when it comes down to it, a lot of gaming journalists and reviewers are angry that this is the case, where they're kind of confused why this game that they're reviewing badly, that they're saying is a terrible game, is still getting a lot of players playing the game. And it just seems like they just don't understand the basic marketing and advertising strategy of actually making beautiful characters and attractive and appealing characters that actually garner an audience. And I think that's what Korean developers have done, and it has brought in the audience that is willing to stay and play just an average, above average looter shooter game that is quite expensive as well to boot. I think this is the situation where it's so desperate now, where if you have some beautiful characters in a game, people are willing to shell out $50-$60 for these characters, because it's so rare now to get this type of design, especially in a looter shooter game. And this is playing out in such a way where a lot of the reviewers who are review bombing the game because they didn't like the character designs and maybe just didn't like looter shooters in general, there's some genuine reviews there where people saying this game is not so amazing and great, and I'm fine with that perception, but this game is still above average, at least gameplay wise, and is still doing things that are just not being done in the video gaming industry. You can see this in this review where the first Descendant player count explodes despite middling reviews, and throughout this review this person's trashing the game. Like, why are people playing this game when it's quite obvious if you just look at some of the character designs where people are playing this game because it's attractive initially and it's just not a bad game. It's an average game, above average game. People are able to play it. It's not terrible. So you combine that with a game that is made intentionally to be beautiful to look at, you get a good combination where it's going to be a game that has lasting power, because it is a game that is made to market to the people that actually want to play video games. And I think that's the opposite of what we're getting from Concord. Concord is made for activists. It's made for people that don't play games. It's made to appease these progressive, alternative, moral values that people don't even think about. It has pronouns. It's about gender fluidity. It's about things that gamers really don't care about, and it's really just out of its way annoying to the people that are just there to play a good game. And I think that's what we get with these modern day political games that come out. And look at some of the female character designs. They look like real aunties. I think that's the best description. A lot of the characters look like someone's Asian auntie, looks like someone's Indian auntie, looks like someone's black auntie. There's just a lot of auntie energy here, where you're playing like some auntie that is at HR department of these video game developers, and I think it reflects that in some ways. And this is the situation we have in gaming. When you look at the first Descendant, you get the opposite. You get the classic beautiful characters that we're used to seeing in gaming, and I think that's the thing that's selling the game. As long as you have great character designs, you're gonna win the gamers over, and I think that's what the first Descendant is doing. It's winning the gamers over with cute, appealing designs that attract their attention. And I think that's the situation that we're seeing with all these designs that are being put into the game that are sometimes expensive. Ultimate Bunny could be around $70 to $100 depending on what characteristics you want on her. And I think that's the situation that we're seeing now, where people are paying an exorbitant amount of money just to have beautiful characters again. I just think it shows the dearth or the lack of beautiful characters that we're seeing in the video gaming industry, where people are willing to pay this amount of money just to get a character that doesn't look like their auntie that comes back from shopping at the Chinese grocery market. And I think this is a situation that we're seeing develop within the video game industry, where people are shelling out an exorbitant amount of money and they're getting what they want. And I think that's why this game is exploding in its player count. You can just see it's exploded from 170,000 from its initial release, and now it's at 245,000. I just saw recently it was at 255,000. People are playing this game. There's some dips here and there because they had to close the servers to actually maintenance them and open them up for a broader base of people to play, but people are playing this game and they're not stopping. And I think that's the cool thing about this game, where it's grabbing the attention of the player base and people are playing this game incessantly and they're enjoying it. And I think for me, myself, I'm playing it. I'm almost at level 20. I'm enjoying this game. I think it's fun. I'm not a looter shooter type of person. Maybe that's why I'm having even more fun at this game, because I haven't been playing them in a long time. So I'm enjoying this game. I like the overall dynamics. And of course, I had to get the bunny outfit, so I have that design in and of itself. So I'm one of the people that they're pleasing, where I'm like, okay, I'll get this outfit. This is a game that's worth playing, and it's free to play. Anyone that doesn't want to pay the money, you can play an excessive amount of time and get the rewards for this game if you're willing to play it. It is fun and it's enjoyable if you're not tired of the looter shooter genre. If you are tired of the looter shooter genre, then maybe you should skip out on it. But you tell me what you think about these gaming journalists coming out and attacking this game. And I think they have their reasons. I think that it goes against their ideology. They love the wine aunt style character designs that we're seeing from Concord. You see the narrative blitz for Concord, where every video game journalist is trying to praise the designs and the racial gender politics that are being applied to them. And good for them. It's a new IP. I think it's better that they make new IPs with this ideology. I'd rather them do that than invade Tomb Raider, which they're going to do anyways. But I think this is a better way of applying their personal progressive politics. Make a game, see it become terrible, see that no one plays it, and fail. I think that is the way I think Concord is going, but maybe it'll be successful. Maybe it will have its audience, and maybe I'm wrong. But you tell me what you think about the situation. What do you think about the first Descendant exploding in numbers, because it actually gives the game players what they want? Beautiful character designs. And I think that's the thing that is going to be the winning trend in the future. But that's just my thoughts on this situation. Tell me what you think about the situation. I'd like to hear your comments. Like, share, subscribe. This is Wagner Knows Why. Catch you next time.